going into my basketball. Every time I rock, man, this is how we rap and raw. Peace to my man, now we got the camera out. Every time I spit it, cross over the...
All right. Hello, everyone. This is Josh, also known as Yashu, and you're tuning into episode 55 of the TLOY Talks podcast. You know, we're almost at 60, like in a bit too and all that. And, you know, just been getting this whole consistency going and all that with the podcast, with everything else too. You'll definitely check it out everywhere else too and all that. And, you know, I'm just going to get it started right here and all that. So we have a returning guest back on the pod and all that. And we also have like one of the rising artists in the Toronto music scene right now. So we have MA back on the pod, and we also have my guy DY here. So how are you guys doing today?
What's good?
What's up, bro? I'm all right. Good day. Woke up feeling good.
Yeah, man.
It's like every other day.
Literally.
Yeah, man. I mean, you just like wake up, you know, you bake up and all that, you know, get lit and all that, you know, enjoy the day, nice weather, you know, it's always like that, you know. So
For sure. How you feeling?
I've been doing good, man. Like I've been like tapping in with your music. I know we were supposed to do it back in like February, March and all that too, but you know, time came by and you know, just kind of worked out well and all that. And I've been like tapping in with the stuff and all that, and it's been like kind of crazy out right now on your end and all that, you know. So
Long overdue.
And I know if you MA, like I know like you have like some dope tracks right now that I was like just like listening to and all that. Toronto, like I kind of like the vibe and all that, and I think there's like some other songs too and all that. So it's like
appreciate that, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I mean, I want to start it off like kind of different this time and all that because I know DY is here for the very first time. So for DY, this is like kind of like more for you and all that. So where did you grow up in Toronto, and what was like the environment like for you as a kid at the time? Would you say that it was like blessed growing up, or was it different?
Like, for the most part, it was blessed. I didn't grow up in like the hood. Like, when I was born, I grew up in jungle for like 2 years, moved to Egg West for another like 2 years. And then now I'm at Bathurst and Wilson. I've been there ever since.
True. And I mean, that area, I mean, it's like more like so with like the Filipino families and all that, and like the Russian, Ukrainian people and all that too. But like, what was it like growing up around there?
Growing up, it was fine. Like, you know,
true.
I stand out compared to most people over
true.
there, but I never had no problem. Just, you know, me.
True. And it wasn't like crazy for music back then, correct?
Nah.
True. So, what was like your first introduction to music, and like who did you like listen to growing up?
Like when I was a kid, like I used to really like Drake, Lil Wayne, French Montana, Rick Ross. Like back when I was a kid, I remember days where me and my mom were just like in front of her computer just listening to those songs. And that's like, since then I knew I wanted to be involved in music somehow.
He knew he wanted to be DY.
Yeah, like, you know?
Yeah, and this is like at a time like when like drill was like popping and all that too, with like Chicago drill and all that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. In my later years, like G Herbo, G Herbo was one of my favorite rappers like ever. But G Herbo, Chief Keef, I was a Lil Pump fan. I won't even lie to you.
Yo,
Lil
perfect
Uzi,
Lil Pump, bro.
Like
those guys were
Lil
good.
Yachty, all those guys. Yeah.
Man. 100% too. But like, you know, usually too, like around that time, because I know most people like they listen to Chief Keef because they didn't want to like listen to like the whole like mainstream stuff of like Drake, Nicki, Wayne, and all that, or Kanye. But like, what was like the whole like better sound at that time? Like drill, or like was it like the mainstream stuff?
Like when I was younger, it was the mainstream stuff, and then like as you get older, the way I kind of feel is like I don't want to be listening to what everyone else is, you know. So
sure.
I rather listen to this underground guy coming up than this guy on the radio.
I know what you mean, man. Yeah, man. And how did you get into like rapping and making music?
Rapping and making music. So I've always wanted to rap. I've been rapping, like, not seriously since I was 14. My homie had a little setup in his closet. I would just go in there, pick a beat, just rap in there. And I was doing that for years. And then eventually, one day I was just with my homie, we're chilling, smoking, whatever. And I'm freestyling in front of him, and he's like, yo, like, you could really do this. So we ended up going to the studio, and then, you know, I made my first track, Never Say Die. And yeah, that's how that came about.
100% too, man. And like, what was like your musical background and history like? Did you have like any like family like that got into music, and what inspired you to become like a rapper and artist and like take it seriously?
Yeah, I have a big cousin that makes music named Shogun.
Oh, true.
Like, just seeing him do that music, make the music in front of me, like, I'll be in the studio with him and stuff, it was for sure motivation. But other than that, no one else really did anything music-wise. But me seeing him was a big inspiration on me doing it, for sure.
True. And I guess like did it kind of like immerse you more into like the Toronto music scene like a little bit too, like, you know, getting into shows or like even like tapping in with like artists and all that?
Me personally, not really. I don't really like working with artists, to be honest. I'd rather work by myself, but I work really good with Emmy. Emmy's
Yo,
like
me and him got chemistry.
we got that chemistry,
bro.
exactly.
You know?
So he's like my one exception. I won't lie.
Nah, 100% too. And I'm gonna like just kind of transition like for a little bit too. But like, how did you guys like link up and like what was like working with each other like and all that?
Yo,
Do you remember
like,
the first day? We
Yeah,
met?
I remember. Like me and DY did not link up on some like music type shit. You know, like I just got to meet another rapper and he just got to meet another artist. Too, you
I
know
didn't
what
even know
mean?
he was a rapper at first.
I was like, yo, check out my music, and he checked out my music, and we just tapped in, you know. But then, you know, we started like developing the bond in the studio, whatever, like starting to work more. Like we got to do a lot of shit together, you know.
Yeah, 100% too. And what was like that whole like first day like in the studio like kind of like?
First time we went, was
First
it that?
Yo,
was
that
it the
your
time
studio.
Nah, that was the
Nah,
second.
it was
time.
my studio.
Yeah,
It was
we
my
went to
studio.
his studio the first
Okay,
time.
yeah.
You wanna
So-
explain? It was your studio, bro.
So basically, like, you know, me and Emmy always talk about going to the stew, and we just never went. So one day we really put a date on it. We went. We made a song called "I'm a Dog." That when that
Yo.
song comes out, you guys aren't ready
Yo.
for that one.
I won't even lie to you. That song is like an anthem. Like it was me, him, and one of our other homies. But you know that song is like the best song you'll probably ever hear. Like coming out of Toronto, like on some real shit. And I don't just say that, bro. That song's a really good song, fam. We recorded 3 songs. We recorded Nothing to Prove. We recorded Lowkey Gooner, and we recorded I'm a Dog. Yeah, we freestyled all 3 of them. Right, we went to the studio.
I got him
with
out of his
3
comfort
beats,
zone.
and we just freestyled them. Hardest shit ever, bro. So we're like, yo, this is our thing. The second time we linked up, we just literally, we didn't even have a plan to go to the studio. This guy's like, you want his studio? And I'm like, let's go. We hit the studio, freestyled, the Rookie of the Year. Yo, that was the best song I ever heard after making the best song with him. And then I go to another studio session with him and we record I Might, which is also the best song I ever heard. So I'm like, yo, we got like 8 hits in the vault right now. What are we doing? So we just keep hitting studio now. And today we got a session coming up after, you know?
Nah, I know what you mean, man.
Now that's just the motion. Like it just comes, bro. Like me and him just make hits, bro. I swear.
Yeah, nah,
it just
100% too.
happens.
And I guess like with like those songs, are you gonna like form it's like a project or an EP and all that, or?
Bro, honestly, a lot of those are just music videos. We're
lot of
genuinely
singles.
trying to like just invest the most amount of money into it, and that's why we've had it in the vault for so long now. The vibes on those songs are not something that you're gonna definitely catch as well as you're gonna see visually. Like the song is like, it's a Toronto vibe, but it's like a sampled song, which is like low-key drill, but then it's melodic too. It's insane, bro. Like the songs that we made are crazy. So we're just trying to get as many music videos as on these projects as possible, so we can get the most amount of views out of it too, you know?
Nah, 100p and all that, you know, like 100%, man. And is it like important to establish like friendships and like business like relationships in the music industry, or do you kind of have like a standard and all that? Is it like business first and then friendship second, or is it kind of different?
It depends. I feel like it depends.
Honestly, I'm gonna keep it a buck with DY, bro. Like I value our friendship too, you know. Like it's not just like music, bro. Like I got him. I know damn well he got me too. You know what I mean? But you know, with a lot of artists, man, like you gotta just keep it with business. You know, like some people are just not like the people you want to be hanging out with just because they're good artists, you know?
Yeah.
Me and him met, but without even like knowing
Yeah,
we're
see, that's
artists,
what I
you
was
know?
gonna
Like
say.
exactly. We didn't like, I didn't hit him up be like, yo, you're such a good rapper, bro. Let's become friends. Like no, like that's not how shit happened, you know?
Nah, like,
so we just
too.
got like with different artists, I would personally say like sometimes it's just you just gotta stand on business. You can't just like become friends with everyone you just see, bro. You know?
Yeah,
Like
man,
the thing is
100p.
with me and Emmy, like we became friends before the music, so like we had that relationship beforehand. But I feel like with not everyone you meet, you can't just be buddy with everyone because they're a rapper.
And when
you're
we
a
met,
rapper.
bro, I hadn't even dropped my first song. Like I showed him my first song unreleased at the time, and he had, I think the only song
Literally
you had
that one
was Never
song,
Say
yeah,
Die.
like-
Yeah, which was literally like how I got put on his shit, because I actually fucked with that song. Like he to this day, like I'll probably be
He
bumping
still
his
tells
track,
me, like-
you know. But like that's how it was. Like I wasn't even doing this shit for real. And then when I started like really getting into it, and this was like 2 years ago. Like when I started really getting into it, then we were like, okay, like we're gonna do this like Lowkey Gooner shit. Like this is what it is now. Like he's Gooner Gang of Lowkey Records, and you know now it's our thing.
Yeah,
you know.
but, no, I understand too, and all that. And I mean, even with friendships too, because I know in some situations, some people kind of get it like confused and all that. Like one example is like the whole like no jumper shit and all that. Like when 80 and T-Rail and all those people were there and all that. When shit hit the fan and all that, like with the whole like Lush situation. Like 80 and Adam had like some issues and all that, and 80 assumed that Adam was his friend and all that too, and I thought that it was like the same thing too, and then it led to them like kind of like leaving and all that, and I think Adam was like talking about how he wanted to establish like business relationships first and initiate contracts and all that too and all that, and I think like even in that sense too, like how does a business relationship can turn into like a friendship like in a bit and all that? Is there like a step-by-step process in order to get that friendship process, or is it just strictly business?
My bad. Say that again. My bad.
I was gonna answer, bro. All right.
Like, how do you like kind of initiate the business like relationship to a friendship if there is like good chemistry and all that, or do you just keep it like strictly like business in that sense?
I don't think it could turn to friendship. I feel like if it starts as it could turn to friendship, but it's not going to be like a pure friendship. Like like we didn't meet.
Because there's always that money sense.
Exactly.
Right?
There's always money in between. It's business. Like business is gonna be like it's gonna come first to the friendship in that situation.
And honestly, I think that's the case when it comes to like big money. You know what I mean? Like you're talking about like the biggest podcast probably like right now, right? So like those guys are handling big money, and probably for that big money, a lot of people would slime out their friends for big money. But then that's the thing. If you didn't know your friend is the reason you're getting that big money and you just put him on, that's a different story. Like DY does his own thing, you know what I mean? Like DY at the end of the day, like he makes his own music, he does his own thing, I do my own thing, and at the end of the day, we just collab on a lot of shit, you know? And it's not like he's eating from my table, I'm eating from his table, but we share the same table, you know what I mean? It's not like that. But then when it comes to that big money, when you're talking about like, oh, I'm gonna sign someone for like $2 million, and then like you want to develop a friendship with someone you're paying $2 million to, like no, of course the guy's like, okay, this guy can provide me a lot of money. Why would he want to develop a friendship with you? You know, you might be a good person, but why would the other person want to do that? You know?
Yeah, no, 100% too, man. And just like shifting back on to like the other questions too, to get more onto like DY's story. What artists or genres were you like mainly influenced by, and like who would you like to work with someday?
Like I said earlier, G Herbo.
Oh, true.
Back when he was like Lil Herb, all the way till now, been one of my favorite artists. Who else? I really like Lil Uzi. Lil Uzi, like the longevity he's had, and like all the different kind of moods and sounds, and like nowadays it's more like underground rappers like RX Poppy, Big Yaya. Cause I just like how they talk on their beats. They just they make it sound good. Like that's all I can really say about it.
Like you said, like RX Poppy and all that. Do you know RXK Nephew by any chance?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So how do you like feel about like that wave right now and all that?
Like it's not for me personally. He has a couple of songs that I like, but like he screams a little bit too much. His beats are kind of all over the place. Like I see the vision though. I see what he's trying to do. I fuck with that, but like personally, I'm not really fucking with the music.
Ah, true. No, 100%, man. And what's your creative process like when making music, and what would like a day in the studio be like for you?
So back in the day, I used to, be up late night just writing, trying to make everything fit, But now you could ask Emmy. I just go to the studio.
Freestyle.
I tell bro, play a beat, and I just do it. Like, if I like the beat, I go in and I just talk my talk.
Ah, true. And do you do like, certain stuff and all that? Do you like blaze up, or do you like sip and all that, or like not?
I'm a smoker. Like, so, I'll have my spliffs and my blunts pre-rolled before I get there. And then, just spark up, let them play the beat. I'll catch a vibe and see what I could do.
100% too, 100% and all that. And what do you look for like in a good engineer or like producer and all that, like when you're in the studio, or like just like even in the studio in general?
Pardon?
Like who do you look for like in a good engineer or like producer, like when you're like in the studio and all that?
I try to, I don't know. I usually go to my homie because he's who I trust. He knows what I'm trying to do. He sees the vision. And yeah, to be honest, I just go to my homie Young Fame. That's his name.
All right, man. And what's the creative process and inspiration for some of your stuff? Like, I know you dropped like a full album called like Goon and all that, and then you did like an EP called like Purple Paradise. So, like, what was like the creative process like for both?
With Goondocks, I was just watching like the Boondocks show, and I was like, yo, I could, Goondocks, I can make a spinoff, So I kind of just took that name, I was locked in the studio for like, I want to say a good like 3-4 months, just making as many songs as I can, trying to see what fit with what. Like one day I was in the studio, I brought like 3-4 of my homies. I didn't even rap that day. We were just listening to all the songs, seeing what fit with what. And then with Purple Paradise, I kind of just felt like I needed to drop music. And instead of dropping a single, I wanted to drop like an EP, a little like 4 songs for, my fans to hold on to till I drop again.
True. And like, for MA, like what's your like honest take on those like projects and all that?
Yo, I actually fuck with Purple Paradise. Honestly, that shit's hard, bro. I actually love that shit. Fucking that Shaq track, that one should kill. That one's a hard track, bro. Honestly, yo, I listen to a lot of DUI's shit, bro. But like some shit I fuck with is like he'll be like, I don't even like that song, and I'm like, yo, why? He's like, I don't know, bro. I just didn't like it, and I'm like, this is like, I'll be like, this is your best song, and he'll be like, what are you talking about, bro? He'll look at me like I'm an idiot or something. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean, bro? It's a good song.
Yeah, 100% too, man. And I mean, I think that's the same with everything and all that too, because I think being honest within music and all that, like having your honest take on like someone's track and all that or someone's project, kind of goes like a long way too and all that. Like when you become like a little like yes man and all that, like it doesn't really like work out and all that. Like when you like tap into the song and like understand it, like it kind of becomes like real and all that, So
yeah.
100% too. Yeah. And I wanted to ask, like, how did you get those like 2 names, like DY and OG Goon and all that?
DY, it's a little high school name, that's what everyone used to call me, so I kind of ran with it. And I didn't have a name I really wanted to use when I started rapping, so I kind of just used what I'm known for. And then the more I started like growing with the music, the more I started like not writing, just freestyling and getting in like my pocket, finding my sound. I was kind of like, yeah, I think it's time to, level up, get a name change. And I've been calling myself OG Goon for like a year and a half now, other than DY. So I was like, might as well just change it to that,
And is there like kind of like a little like difference between DY versus like OG Goon and all that?
I like that question. Yeah, I feel like DY was just a young nigga rapping, just saying shit. Like just trying to make stuff rhyme. But I feel like OG Goon, he'll tell you a story. He'll make you feel what he's saying. Like, you'll hear what he's saying.
OG Goon switches the flow.
That's what I'm saying. OG Goon like, come on. Will switch flows. He'll do different shit. But I feel like DI just stuck to that one flow, that one sound, that one type of beat. And yeah, I feel like I just leveled up.
Yeah, I've been looking for a name change, yo. If anyone has any like options or anything, just hit me up in the DMs. I need to change my name.
Would you ever go by like MA like Lowkey and all
That's
that?
what I was thinking. That's literally what I was thinking. But then like I don't know, man. I don't know. I love that Lowkey shit. Like I want to have it, but like I don't know. Cause a lot of people think it's like Malowkey, and I'm like no. I actually don't mind Malowkey either though. I won't even like. That's a tough name.
I feel like you could put a space in between. It wouldn't be like MA like capital
and then space Lowkey.
Yeah.
I know there's a guy named like Malo K or something like that and all that. Like I think
he's from Vancouver. Is that who you're talking about?
I think so. Like I just remember like his name being on like the Toronto pages and all that too. And it's just like I don't know if that could actually work and all that. But like yours is like MA like Lowkey and all that.
Yeah.
This is like Malo K and all that. So it's like I think like what would be a good name would be like Mr. like Lowkey and all that. Like it might be
Mr. Lowkey.
That sounds kind of hard. That sounds like a good project name.
Yeah,
you might
Mr.
Lowkey.
That. Yeah, because like I mean you have like Dr. Bushman and all that. You have like Mr. Comfortable and all that. So it kind of makes sense. Like Mr. Lowkey. Like I don't know any Toronto rapper like names Mr. Lowkey yet. So it's like,
yeah, I'm gonna definitely look into it. Still, I'm gonna get creative, bro.
True. And I guess we're into the second part right now and all that, and it's more like hip hop and all that, and like everything else too going on. So, in your opinions, like, do you feel like hip hop and rap is like dead right now, or is it like getting better like than ever?
Like in our city or like in general?
Like either Toronto or in general.
Honestly, in our city is pretty dead right now.
Yeah.
Like I don't know anyone that's making crazy noise right now. No one's really doing like crazy numbers either. Everyone's like falling off. And like, you know, the ones that are doing numbers, it's just like they're dissing too many people. They're like there's a reason they're doing numbers. You know what I mean? They got that Toronto attraction, and that's just like dissing and fucking I don't know.
I mean, AR Paisley, he's kind of big right now. Like signed to Warner
But
Music.
AR's been bigger before. You know what I mean? AR has been like doing his thing for plenty years now. He's been big before. He's done like nice tracks. He has his vibe too. He has his own flow. But then like, you know, right now, are you really listening to a lot of AR? Are you like, is everyone bumping like that? Are you hearing someone go like, yo, you heard that new AR Paisley? Like, you know?
Yeah, man. Nah, 100% too. But I feel like within like the general aspect, it has been kind of stagnant because I remember people stopped talking about, like I know Juicy J was talking about there's like a 40% like decrease like in like hip hop sales. There hasn't been like a number one like hip hop song or album like and all that.
My point. I was literally gonna say that.
Even like the whole like Doja Cat shit and all that too, because I think that was like the number one song right now, like with Paint the Town Out or some shit. So,
yeah, and like I feel like no one's putting in effort into the music anymore. Like Sexy Red is blowing up off of Pound Town and Ski. Like, what's going on right now?
Nah, that's just not it, bro. Like, that's just not what should be doing the best, like, right now. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of, like, artists are doing really good right now. They're talking their shit. They're doing whatever. You know, they're doing good. And you hear, like, the mainstream rappers on just some, like, bullshit, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Like, some people just, like, I don't know how they get famous. Like, real shit.
yeah.
You know?
No, 100% too. I mean, Drake, I mean, he did like the whole like For All the Dogs like project and all that. And
Shout
Yo,
out
we had
Drake,
that whole
shout out
out.
Drake, shout
Yeah.
out Drake, the GOAT.
yeah. So, yo, what are your like thoughts on that project and all that?
Yo, we argued about this for a bit. Honestly, I think this is a good album. Maybe like 5-6 good songs. I don't know. I don't think it's his best album though. You know what I mean? Like I expected like the hype was crazy, man. And I expected like someone like top notch, like no miss. You know what I mean? Like that's what I expect from Drake. He is the biggest. You know what I mean? That's what you should be expecting from him. 0 misses. But I think a couple songs missed. Nah,
What
do
for
you
sure,
think, DY?
for sure. It wasn't. I'm
do
gonna
you
make
think,
this
DY?
clear right now. For sure, this wasn't his greatest album. It's not even top 3, if I'm being honest with you.
There you go.
Yeah.
But it was a good album. I don't like all the pushback it's getting. Like, you know, Drake might have said some weird shit on there. He might have had a 1-2 bad song, like the one with Summer Walker or SZA, I think it was.
Yeah.
My bad. But
I mean,
like,
yeah.
nah, it was a good project, bro. Like, I don't understand all the hate it's getting. I really liked it.
No, 100% too. And I know there were like some tracks that, you know, I kind of like took attention to and all that. And I think Slam You Out was like, it was all right and all that. It wasn't like my favorite. I felt like Search and Rescue could have been on that project too. I felt like that would have been like that vibe too. And like he was like promoting it like for a while and all that. I know I've heard like that whole like Shot 'em in Daylight track and all that. Like I think like that might be like one of the best tracks right now. And then I heard like the reception for like First Person Shooter and all that. And I'd heard it was like pretty crazy too, like the Drake and Yeet song, like it's like kind of crazy too. And
That was number one right now.
I'm really
the Drake and
liking-
Yeet one's number 1 right now.
Yeah,
That one's the
I
one
don't
that's
give a
getting the
fuck.
most.
And then the one with Chief Keef.
Yo, Yeet's hard, bro.
one-
I don't give a fuck
Bro,
what anyone
bro,
says.
that-
Yeet is
bro,
hard, bro.
Me and my
like,
homie
real
had an
shit.
argument about this.
Like
He
his
is
wave,
that
he's
guy.
different, bro. He's
Yeah.
different. If you don't get it, then you don't get it. Like, but he's different, bro.
Real
Yeet is
niggas
crazy.
I remember like people like Joe Budden and like I think someone from the Breakfast Club were like talking
Yeah,
about.
but they're haters though. Joe Budden is just known for being a hater, bro.
Real shit. Real shit.
But like I think like this lady was like talking about like how it's not like an actual like Drake album anymore. It's like, you know, they wanted like the whole like
Features.
2012 like Drake thing with Take Care and all that with Nothing Was the Same. It's more for the youth and all
Yeah,
that. And
but Drake isn't at that level anymore. Drake is, you know, Drake's trying to, I guess, appeal to a new audience. Even though, you know, he's the biggest in the world, but like he's
he
trying
just
to
needs
do
to get
different
his
stuff.
tracks like played in like H&M and like the elevators and shit. You know what I mean? Like those tracks are like they're like what you hear on the radio, bro. Those tracks are like what everyone everywhere in the world listens to. He's not just looking at the audience in Toronto. You know, he is from Toronto, but he's looking at the whole world. He's looking at the whole map,
doing songs
and he's making a song. You know what I mean?
Red. He's trying to tap into all those different fan bases.
It has to be a song that can be played anywhere. Like that's why I say like an elevator. Like you know elevator music. Like some songs are like elevator music, but you know how many views do you think an elevator song gets, bro? Like above any other artist, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
I know like Starbucks, they have like unique playlists that like, some people like play around and all that, and it depends on the person too. Because if you're like maybe like R&B or like a little bit like soft rock and that type of stuff and all that, you'll get played. Like hip hop, like it doesn't really go anywhere and all that. Like one of like the biggest ones like in Toronto right now, CHFI and all that play like the top 40 stuff.
Yeah.
They're not playing hip hop. They're playing.
Yeah, of course not. They're playing the mainstream shit. They're playing what everyone. Because Toronto is not just people that like rap music. Toronto is not just people that listen to like like Pressa or like YG or those guys. Toronto is like a lot of people, they all listen to different type of music. And like people like French Montana, bro, he got all his like first views from radio, bro. He's like the radio guy, you know what I mean? And then he became French Montana, like how he is right now. And arguably he's probably the biggest in the game right now. In general,
Yeah, man. Yo, I actually wanted to tell you something with one thing, because I think I was like seeing some of your stories and all that like one time, and like you were shooting like I think your very first or second music video and all that. Yeah. And like it was like at like a red room and all that with like a setup with the car, and then
just finished, bro. We just finished that project. That one's coming before New Year, 100%.
I'm holding him to that.
Before New Year, I'm gonna drop that song, or maybe like the day after New Year. It has to be like it's gonna be around that time. But we just finished the project. It was really nice. I got to work with like some good people, and had like 4 cameramen just shooting everything, getting everything in, bro. We actually did a lot of work. That video took like a month and at least like 2 months to fucking edit, bro. And now it's done. Honestly, I haven't even like posted any snippets or anything, and won't be doing it anytime soon. But when the time comes, bro, that song's gonna do a lot. That song's like it's my flow, like like DY got his own thing going. Like I hear a beat, I'm like, this is that DY type beat. You know what I mean? But then once you hear Problem Child, you're gonna be like, that's MA, like that's his flow, like that's his thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, 100% too. And like I think you had like a one girl like in the video and all that, right?
Yeah.
So like how was like that vibe, like just like shooting on that day and all that, having like certain scenes with that, and just
she was pretty nice and shit. Like honestly, like it was nice like having her there. Like it's just like it makes everything look better on the video. Like let's just be real. Like what I'm saying, like without like just real shit. And just shot a video, bro.
Yo, and I have like this like interesting take on that. Do you credit like the girl in the music video like on IG or on YouTube, or
honestly, like with all respect, with all due respect, I usually wouldn't, like unless like they're like maybe like really famous, or maybe like we have like a bond or anything, like like maybe I wouldn't
if
I
you're
wouldn't like regular
random girl,
I don't know,
then I think
like if you're getting paid to do it and shit, and you're just like popping out, like you're just a model or like a stripper or something, like nah, I'm not tagging you, like
pass,
like what do I look like like and then someone just taps on her profile picture, and then like bro, like you just see like all her like videos, and it's like, yo, but bro, like she's the one touching you in that video, like her hands are probably dangerous.
But like honestly too, like you give her like a little bit of fame and all that too, you give her like credit and all that type of stuff too. I mean,
that's the thing, like I see a lot of Instagram models
beforehand.
No, I see a lot of Instagram models, like those girls, like even like strippers and shit, they got like 100K, like 200K. Like I don't have 100K followers, sure I might tag her, but like if she got like 1,000 followers and she's a stripper, or like she's like a model or whatever, like what am I tagging you for? Like I already paid you. That should be enough. Like fuck.
Nah. This guy's getting pissed. He didn't want to get
Nah, it's not even like that, bro. Yo, chill. Nah, I don't even mean it like that, bro.
Yeah, no.
The girl that we worked with was actually really nice, bro. But
Shout
I
out
just
to her,
know,
shout out to her.
shout out to her, shout out to her. Like, you know, but like I know how the industry is. I know I've been in like I've done this shit before.
Yeah,
you know,
man,
like
no, 100%.
not everyone's the best. Like a stripper will come to like the studio and like she'll just like at the where you record the music video, she'll just like bust out a blunt and like start smoking. And I'm like, yo, we're in like a closed space. Like everyone's like the cameraman here. Like, what are you doing?
Like the firehouse
yeah,
type shit
yeah,
and all that.
yeah.
man.
Like imagine if I just took out a blunt right here and I just smoked, bro. Like,
Yeah.
would you not be like, yo, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, no,
Like, you know what I'm
100% too.
saying?
Yeah, no, 100% too. No, I got you, man. I know like some people too, because like some people always like want tags and shit like that and all that. And I think it's like a crazy thing that people talk about too, because, you know, some people like they'll call out other people like, hey, can you credit me? Hey, do this, do that. Like everyone, all that too. So it's like figuring out like who do you like credit and all that.
Honestly, if they ask, like, I'm not that big, I would probably do it. If someone asks you,
Yeah,
like,
if it's
you know, like,
established
if they ask,
beforehand.
they're like, hey, like, you mind tagging me, like, when you post a video? I'd be like, yeah, sure, 100%. Like, I'm not a dickhead. Like, I'm not just gonna be
But
like, no.
fam, if you already post it and then they're like DMing
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck
Then,
that.
like, what? I'm not like editing
Fuck
tags
that.
and doing this.
Yeah,
and
fuck
I'm not even gonna get back to you.
Yeah, man. And, you know, just like getting back onto like another topic right now, like, I mean, some of your stuff right now, like the new stuff, like after the last interview, like it was like a dope style and all that, you know, you're like kind of like experimenting and all that, like with different sounds, like with Afro beats and all that, with
I've been doing a lot of Jersey beats. I've been doing a
Yeah.
lot of club type beats. I just showed him what I've been working on. I've been
leveling
really
up,
getting,
bro.
I've
You're
been really
leveling
getting
up.
into singing and shit, bro. Like I've been genuinely like staying away from rapping, staying away from like, you know, those type of hyper beats. You know, I'm still gonna hit the studio with DUI and talk my
Talk
shit
that
today.
shit.
Like, you know, I don't give a fuck. It's not like I change as a person, but you know, I'm just experimenting, man. Like the industry isn't just rap music. You know what I mean? There's so many genres. There's genres that you probably didn't even know of. You know what I mean? So I'm just experimenting shit. I'm just trying every type of beat. I'm just trying every type of vibe, seeing what's my vibe. You know,
Yeah, man.
I don't want to be copying
and
people.
I think like that's like the same with like the whole like Toronto track too and all that. So like, what was like that vibe going with the whole?
Shout out my producer Zalo. He made that beat. I won't even lie to you. I sent him a voice message, like a voice memo, and I was just like, "She wanna come to Toronto?" Like I just said that shit. He made the beat from hearing my voice. He was just like, "I got it, bro." He made that beat after I sent him the voice memo, and I was like, "I love this, bro. I love the beat." The track didn't like it didn't go the way I wanted because of the way I marketed it, and I didn't do it properly because I was in LA and I was just trying to get it out. It was a summer track. I couldn't wait till next year to make it, you know? So I just dropped it, bro. But like, you know, I fucked with it, whatever. Like I've been just doing shit like that, trying that like tropical vibe, trying that like club beats, trying those Jersey beats, just doing different things. And I heard DY shit, like he's been trying different beats too. He's not on that fucking what are those beats called? Those Jersey beats, no? Those
The ones I always do?
Yeah,
The
like
Detroit
those DY
beats.
type beats.
Detroit beat.
Detroit type beats, my bad. Yeah, he's been staying away from those too, you know. Everyone's just finding their like wave, man. Like everyone's trying to do something different, you know? And that's what it is. If you're copying
Trying to
a
hit that
wave,
next
bro.
step. That's what we're
Exactly.
trying to do.
I don't know another man that sounds like DY. I don't think I know another guy that sounds like me. You know what I mean? And if you're doing something different, you're gonna stand out. You're definitely gonna stand out.
Yeah, no, 100% too, man. And I think you already like talked about this topic as well too. But how do you guys feel about this whole like dissing the dead, like smoking on the dead stuff going on in music?
Not cool.
It don't happen. It don't happen in our studio sessions, bro.
Exactly. We're not doing it at least.
Bro, like real shit, man. Like you might say a 1-2 thing about like fuck, like I don't know, like you'll be like, I don't know.
If the
give me an
guy's
example.
alive,
like you know,
talk your shit.
yeah,
But
yeah.
if he's dead,
not
leave
even
it be,
direct
bro.
dissing. Like I feel like direct dissing is more for like clout. Right? Like if you really got ops like that they don't got clout and shit, you're probably not shouting out your fucking ops in your music. You're not probably doing this, you're not probably doing that. But then a lot of it is
all
just
marketing.
for clout. Yeah, you know, like once you name a couple like famous dead people, boom, all these pages want you. All these pages want to like post you. Everyone wants to talk about you. The kids want to rap your songs, you know, because they know these are dead people. These are like people that like, they're like quote unquote ops,
Yeah,
you know?
no, 100%
And then like, I know you definitely see like people who are like who are not even involved in any like thing, and they think
and
they're like
just
ops
talking
with
and
like
shit.
that side, or like they're ops with this side because their favorite rapper's ops with this side.
Kids are gullible, bro.
Exactly.
So
They
just
throw
see
up
stuff
the
like
gang
that.
sign because they see their favorite artist throwing up the
When
gang
King
sign.
Von was out, you know how many people were saying GDK without even knowing what GDK
Half
even
the people
means?
didn't even know what it
Or
means.
fuck
Exactly.
63rd without even
man.
knowing what 63rd
And you know what's
is.
so crazy too, because they also like monetize like that stuff too and all that. I remember I think there was this kid like named like Naughty Osama from like New York.
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like he passed away, and like kids like did the whole like,
Naughty
Naughty
Bomb.
Bomb type
Yeah,
stuff. And then I think Fortnite actually, they actually
Fortnite
had,
put in the game?
Yeah.
they actually did the whole like Naughty Bobbin like thing and all that. Didi
fuck.
Osama like
Yeah,
reacted.
exactly. It's just misdirection. It's
gotta
like, it's
do
like
your
misleading the
homework
youth,
on this
fam.
stuff,
Yeah, right.
bro. You
Real
gotta do
shit.
your homework
Like
before
once
you
you're
put
listening
that
to your
in the
favorite
game.
rapper, if he's saying I'm smoking like this guy, like yo, like know who you're saying, because if you're gonna repeat that lyric in front of the wrong person, bro, he might be smoking you, bro. Like real shit, you know. You gotta know where you are, and especially if you're in the city, bro. Like if I go like out and be like saying like this and like King Von's ops, for example, like right, no one would say anything to me. But then if I'm dissing some like guys from Toronto, then I'm in the city, bro. They're gonna catch up to me. They're gonna get me eventually. It's not good to be on a hit list.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come back in a while
Alright,
too, but
bet.
like, it's all blasted either way. But I feel like there could have been like a lot of stuff that could have been prevented too and all that. I mean
sure.
the Dope Way DQ situation, the Houdini one, because I know like people were doing like random things that led to the death and all that too. So do you feel like it could have been prevented if like stuff like that didn't happen?
Yeah, for sure.
That's
sure.
it's just a city,
But-
man.
But at the same time, when like when you're in the streets, like you're in the streets, like that shit, it's gonna catch up to you.
Yeah.
But like the people that you see like talking the hottest right now
Yeah.
and are doing the hottest are probably the next people dying. You know what I mean? You never see these like you don't see like some like upcoming rapper from like the streets dying, bro. You see the most upcoming ones dying because they want to score. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no point of just like killing some no name, bro. So if you're talking your shit in your songs and you're doing numbers, they're gonna get you. Literally.
No, 100% too. And I know like with social media too, like I think we talked about this like in the past too, but I feel like it has like changed the whole aspect of hip hop music. And with TikTok, with IG, all that type of stuff and
Yeah.
all that. Do you kind of feel like the same? And did it like change the influence or respect of an artist in general, or do you feel like it had like benefited them more?
Personally, it hasn't influenced me in a way, but I could see how it does influence people.
Yeah, like kids just see something like, I don't know if you see these, like I seen a lot of people posting like Haji Basto, like kids singing his songs and stuff, and everyone knows what stuff he talks about. So, like social media does influence everyone. I don't think it influenced me. I don't think it's influenced DY and stuff, but like I see a lot of people being influenced and pressured in social media to say certain things, do
People just
certain
want
things.
clout. They just
Exactly,
want their name
I-
out there. They want to be seen.
It's been like
I
that
don't get
forever,
it.
bro. Everyone wants to show
don't
that
get it.
they're that guy, but a lot of people don't have it in them.
Yeah, man. I mean, even Gunna too and all that, because I remember the whole situation. People were like posting the whole Gunna situation of him saying like YSL was a gang and all that, and it led to like a whole like 180 from being loved to being hated to being like sort of loved again and all that too. Like I don't even know like if that could even.
I don't think Gunna's facing any backlash from that shit. Is he? Like
Like,
realistically,
from
he
the
gets
street
called
niggas he is,
yeah,
but there's
probably,
way
but like
more
from the industry, people still
non-street
listen to
niggas
him.
than street niggas. So.
People still listen to him, though.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's not like he's down now. Like look at 6ix9ine, bro. Like okay, sure he has money, but he's like he fell off, right? It's over.
So wait, you just got knocked too?
Actually,
Yeah,
I did not
I've
know
seen
that.
that shit
I
on
did not know
Instagram.
that.
I think he went to a studio in DR and all that, brought some people. I think he beat some guy up for
Like,
saying
dissing his girl.
Yeah.
And
And then I think he tried to catch a flight, and then I think they nabbed him, and he's in court for that right now too, and all that. But it's kind of crazy how you went in the streets, got in jail for like a RICO and all that. You kind of came back because of COVID.
yeah, but I don't
and-
think 6ix9ine was ever really in the streets, bro. Like I feel like he was just the mascot. Like,
Yeah,
I
literally,
really
real
feel like he
shit.
was just like
Real
the one to
shit.
put on for everyone in the hood.
Because he knew what to do, like those guys were probably just there knowing he could feed the team.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's why probably they stabbed his back.
And it's crazy too because 6ix9ine was like hated on for being a snitch and all that. He was never like really hated on for being a pedophile and all that because of the 13-year-old girl and all that. And
Yeah,
he
the industry is fucked. First of all, let's get that out the way.
Yeah, but a lot of that happens a lot. Like,
That
like you
is
see a
fucked.
lot of influencers like thinking like they do some fuck shit that they don't get anything.
And yeah,
for.
this gets swept under the rug.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
snitching, ooh.
Nah, I know what you mean, man. And I mean, it kind of gets like crazy too and all that. And I mean, with Toronto, it is kind of interesting too right now. I mean, there has been like some new stuff going on too, like especially with the whole. I think everyone's like doing like podcasting right now and all that, and everyone else is like kind of like getting into their like own bag and all that. Like there's like rappers that want to be like podcasters and all that too, and like podcasters that like want to be rappers and all that. So how do you feel about this like whole crazy transition like in Toronto right now?
Honestly, this whole podcast thing, I heard like the government's doing something about it, trying to like take down some podcast. I don't know. I'm not really like educated on it, but like, bro, this
did
is
not
sick.
hear
Like, I
that.
think everyone's hopping on this wave. Like, I think everyone's just trying to like, it's a nice way to like put yourself out there. For like an hour, you come in front of your camera, you talk. Like people get to know you.
Nah,
they
but
get
only
to-
start a podcast if you have shit to talk about. Some people just be talking. About
Yeah,
the most
yeah,
random
yeah.
shit.
Like
Doesn't
imagine
matter.
we were sitting down talking
Some
about the
people just
weather
try
right
to
now.
chase a clip. Like, they just try to
Yeah,
get
man.
that viral clip. They don't give
Yeah.
a fuck what podcast actually about, how it's ran.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Because it's like kind of crazy too, because like some people are doing it from IG and all that, others for like Zoom, others for here and all that, and it just kind of depends on like the layout of like how you're trying to do it and all that. And some people like monetize well, and others like they don't and all that. Like I remembered, I think BET they gifted so Young Miami, she won like the whole like best
Yeah,
hip
I
hop like
seen
platform
that.
and all that.
Shouldn't
too,
have
and all
won that, but that's my opinion.
that. 100% too and all that. And even like this other topic right now with streamers and like content creators like being bigger influences than most rappers. Like, how do you guys feel about that?
Like as an influence.
I like it.
Like just like with this whole change right now, because now it's like Kai Cenat, I think iShow Speed and all that.
Yeah, but all these guys still make music on the side. They're all like streamers and like things, but like they all make music too. But that's the thing, bro. Like you can't really expect an industry or a genre to take over the whole like scene over in social media and stuff, because those guys are like funny. Those guys are the people like people look up to, like the AMP, like all those like Beta Squad, like the Sidemen. These have been like the people like everyone looks up to, tries to be like, they're like, yo, our friend group's like this, like why can't we be like AMP, like for example,
Yeah.
So like like it just happens, man. Like you can't really expect a genre to be like the most popping thing on the on your Instagram or like on social media.
Yeah, because like I know like nowadays too, because like a lot of people were like housed in at homes and all that too, because it's like because of the pandemic, because now you can't like really like see like an artist like live back then,
Yeah.
versus like when you could like see a streamer do like whatever they want, and the streamer like is getting like this whole popularity right now. Like kids like know more about the streamer than anything else. Like if you were to look at like a 9 or 10-year-old kid like in the street, and if you were to ask him like, do you know how many like streamers, like can you name like 5 streamers or
Probably name more streamers than rappers,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
But I think that's a good thing, though. I think the kids should be looking up to streamers.
Yeah, they shouldn't be
doing
looking up to
what they're
rappers,
doing
like,
and
that's-
looking up to like
Some
King Von.
Yeah, like you shouldn't be looking up to someone that's like not a good influence, right? And I'm not saying rappers aren't good influences, but they're not.
Certain
Like,
ones
let's
aren't.
just be
Certain
real.
ones aren't.
Like like you don't nah. If you're a good kid, you're doing whatever. Like why would you want to be like someone else?
Yeah. And I think it also like depends on like the gaming too and all that, because some do it like with certain games and all that, others try it with like different stuff. And I mean, it can also depend on like how your influence can go and all that. Like if it's like, can you like take it to somewhere where you can make it like a cult following and all that too? Because there have been like streamers that did like some cult type stuff and got like other people doing like crazy stuff and all that, So,
Yeah, but streamers have been popping for like forever, bro. Like since like Twitch and shit have been like popping. Like
But like
you
now
know,
it's just
like,
amplified.
Yeah. Now
'Cause
it's
we
just
have
like
all
people
these
like
other
vlog
platforms.
and live stream other shit. But before it used to be just like gaming. Like Twitch was for gaming. Like everyone, like we had like Ninja, Tfue, like those guys that used to run Twitch. But now it's just like everyone wants to see like Kai Cenat like live stream his whole life, like spend 24 hours with like Offset, it's just shit people want to see.
Yeah, and like I think Ice Spice was like also there too, Blueface, Krishan, and all
He's
that.
got like every single person in the fucking industry there. He knows what he's doing. Like, he's probably
Swimming in money.
Yeah.
Swimming in money, bro.
Do you feel like Toronto like artists or people should do like more streaming more often and all that too? Because I don't really see like an influx like that like in the city nowadays. It's like, I mean, Kribas and all that too. Like, I mean, he's doing his thing and all that, and
But those streams are getting hated on like crazy.
Yeah, like I feel like more people need to do it, but not the way Crib.
Like I don't think people are looking at these Toronto podcasts. Like to be real, like I actually don't think these guys have audiences or anything.
No,
But
I can't say
it's
that. I
Not,
can't
no,
say
like
that.
like okay, yeah, sure. We're in Toronto. You probably have like a bunch of people that look at you from here. But then I'm talking about like an actual audience, like a fan base. Like I'm saying like people who are like sitting down waiting for another podcast to drop. You know what I mean? I bet you'll cross like a podcast that you see some like Toronto rapper on and you'll look at it, right? Because you fuck with that Toronto rapper. But then you're not really sitting down trying to like look at all the like the podcast stuff. You just look at that one rapper.
Yeah.
But with a lot of podcasts, you know, the podcast is interesting.
Yeah.
You like the shit they do there, the shit they talk about, you know?
especially if it's like Toronto based stuff and all that. I remembered Fauzi was in Toronto during like Caravana weekend and
Yeah.
all that, and like a lot of people like came by to him like at like Nathan Phillips Square and all that. He set up like boxing matches and all that too. Like he was like in the club and all that. Like I
Yeah.
remember I had like this TikTok. I was like walking by one day and Fauzi was like saying like, you know, free Kais and that and all that, and I had like a viral like TikTok post that day and all that too. And I
With
remember- yeah, so
That's sick.
I think if you like type in like TikTok, you know, Fauzi spotted at Young and King in Toronto, he'll just be spewing like free Kai and all that time and all that. This is like when Kai got arrested and all
Yeah.
that. So it's
For
like
the
funny to
New
see.
York thing.
Yeah.
And then I remembered, I know like another day too, like yesterday, I was shooting a vlog. I told you this like earlier for like this guy named like Slumps and all that, like Slump 6. And like I remembered how like there's like so many people like from the city that like came by and all that too. Because like it could be like an influence if you have like a like depending on the following and all that too. So it's like
Yeah.
yeah.
My bad. Speaking on the Kaisen S situation, like imagine like anyone who in Toronto could do something that did the AMP squad did in New York. You know, that whole event, bro, that was crazy. You'll never see like someone being able to do that in Toronto. You know what I mean? Just because the city's just not tapped in with each other. There's so much going on. Everyone's just in their own thing. No one wants to just go to another person's event. No one wants to go to another thing. You know, like I don't know what's wrong with this city, man.
I remember I think Killy like a couple times like he had like a couple stuff like that. One like back in like 2018 that's like some Roots events and all that, and then I remembered last year I think his show got canceled at Mar Club, and I think there was like a crazy like following like from there and all that like that day, but it wasn't as crazy as the whole like Kais and that stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like, you know, how you adjust your following and all that. So yeah,
Yeah.
100% too. And you know, just like with these like other topics right now, like what are your plans for the rest of the year in terms of like any music or any creative projects and so forth?
Just hit studio as much as possible, because I want to drop another project next year. No, I don't have a name for it or anything, but I want to drop another project next year, so I want to start getting that in order. Other than that, I want to get more music videos done. My main cameraman just went to the UK till January, so I'm looking for a new cameraman until then. And maybe even after then, who knows?
Yeah. That's hard. That's hard. My bad. I didn't know it was my turn. Honestly, yo, I have the music video coming up for the new year. I'm just working, bro. Like, I'm not planning on dropping anything for the next little while. I would say, like, at least for another couple months. I think the next thing I will drop is going to be the music video, and then I won't drop for another probably, like, 6 months.
I need to press him for that video, though.
But yeah, real shit. If you guys want the video, bro, like, I'm not gonna just give it out like
Press
that,
him, bro.
But
Press him.
point is that I'm just trying to work on my sound right now. I'm just working as hard as I could to get that new shit going. I'm figuring it out slowly, and honestly, that's the goal for now, for this year, for until 2024 comes, and maybe for a bit of 2024. That's the goal for me to find the best sound I could.
True.
For
And
sure.
do you guys have like any like closing remarks you'd like to say and all that, or?
Honestly, if you guys want a Lowkey Gooner album, come in. You guys better
Let us know.
stream the fuck out of any track that we drop. You guys better turn everything up, because you guys aren't gonna hear a lot of me and DY if you guys aren't putting in the views. Like, I
No
won't lie,
cap.
we have heaters in the
No
vault, bro.
cap.
Like, we have a lot of unreleased songs. Getting more in as time goes. You know, we're gonna hit
Literally going
studio
later
more.
today.
Literally going today. If y'all want more shit, yo, y'all gotta turn us the fuck up, man. Honestly,
no cap.
that's about it. That's my last words. DY, what you gotta say?
I want to say follow me on all platforms. ForgottenGoon.9, Instagram, Snapchat, anything. That's really it.
All right, man. So, yo, guys, it's a pleasure, tapping
Yes,
in
sir.
today and all that.
Of course, bro.
Finally getting, this interview done and all that.
100%,
And,
yeah.
I mean,
Been
it was,
waiting to
planned
this for a minute.
we were supposed to do this, in February and March and all that, but, timing and all that. We did the interview, but, we finally got, both of you together and all
We
that.
finally got the Lowkey Gooner here.
and, just kind of got crazy.
Gotta come back, too.
And this is Josh, also known as Yashu of TLOY Talks, episode 55. You can get it on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, YouTube, much more and all that. You can click the link in my bio on IG and all that. You could also tap in on the website as well too, and it's gonna be a crazy experience ever. So this is Josh, also known as Yashu, with the legendary DY and MA. DY, also known as OG Goon, on all
Goon.
platforms, signing off,